This dude, man, he's officially a professional rapper now. You know, this man has been coming to the show for years, dazzling us with his lyrical prowess.
Stop.
Man, lap dancing on Heather and Tracy G.
Can't forget his good looks.
Okay, we almost got into a fight when he threw Michelle Obama in one of his rhymes.
Yeah.
It was ugly, but his sense has gotten beautiful.
We've made through it. We passed through it.
We made it through, right? We've been through a journey.
Yes.
And he's here today, man, to talk about his new single. It's called Earth. It's out now, and it happens to be Earth Day. One of my favorite guys, man, to talk with, and one of my favorite guys to witness his success.
Yeah.
Because I know in his heart he's a really genuine person.
Yep.
And the fact that he puts so much time and energy conceptually into his music and his presentation lets me know that he's in love with the culture. The one and only Lil Dicky is back.
We miss you, boo.
I miss you too. What a sweet intro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh man, dude, when I look at you, I see sweetness.
Hey, I'll take it.
Okay, man. So listen, this guy has put together an amazing body of work, and you utilize your platform to really talk about an issue that's near and dear to our heart. We're talking about environmental issues that plague our globe, climate change, and you solicited the biggest names in the business to do it. I don't know how many of them you got. Is
32.
32, which includes everybody from Justin Bieber to Kevin Hart to Shawn Mendes to Katy Perry to Ed Sheeran to Meghan Trainor. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
When did you first come up with and it's all animated, the video?
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, most of it. Yeah.
most of it?
Yeah.
Okay, what the front part is
Front part's live. You got me. I had to show my face.
Okay.
I had to, remind everyone what was physically going on. And then the back end is animated. But I think the question was, when did the idea?
When did the idea? Because I know it takes a long time to do it.
Honestly, that we started the session for Earth the same day I started the session for Freaky Friday.
Really?
Wow.
So it was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And like originally, I was just thinking about, I wanted to make a song about animals where different artists played different animals. It really wasn't in my head like to be this environmental, climate change issue type of thing. It was and then so I started getting in the booth and singing from the animals' perspective, and I was just like mooing and like growling, and it was just so bad. And I was like, these animals have to like be saying something. And so I started thinking, what could they be talking about? And I knew that there was an environmental issue. Like I knew that there was some sort of thing going on where we're polluting the earth. I just didn't know the actual facts.
Yeah.
So then I looked up like, well, what's actually going on here? And I was just blown away by the facts at hand. I had no idea that it was this urgent and this dire of a situation.
Yeah.
So what started as this like little silly song about animals kind of snowballed into like the most important song I'll probably ever make in my life.
Absolutely. I mean, right now it's my favorite song that's out today.
Thank you.
No,
Wow, that's
absolutely, because it has so much importance to it. How did you approach these artists, and was it you who approached it, or did you have management approach it? And
it was kind of a variety. Like I had a relationship with some. Benny Blanco, the producer of the song, had a relationship with others. I have another manager, Scooter Braun, who has a relationship with a few. So
okay.
It just kind of was like an attack from all different angles. But you start with your friends. So it's like I started by getting like Snoop, who I have a song with. Charlie Puth, Ed Sheeran. Maybe add up to like 7 people. And then after you get 7, you can go to someone who's more like an acquaintance to you and be like, hey, I've got this song with these 7 people on it. It's all for a good cause. Would you want to get on it? And they said yes every time, actually.
Rita Ora, Lil Jon, Torey Lanez, John Legend.
That's dope.
Bad Bunny, Chris Wu, Backstreet Boys, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo.
So
I got Leo
people
on the
have
track.
a hard time like starting something and finishing it. And you saying like it took 2 to 3 years to do this. Was
Yeah.
it any like frustrating parts where you're like, wait, I'm way over my head. Like this is too much. Maybe I should just pass on this whole thing.
There wasn't that kind of moment. It's just the whole time I knew I had to just remain patient. You know what I mean? Like I guess it's not frustrating, but it's like you're sitting on like what's such an important thing for what I feel like humanity, and it just takes a while to execute. But I just knew I had to get it out by Earth Day this year.
Right.
Like I was working on it last year on Earth Day, and it just wasn't ready. So I was like, I'm not going to rush it.
Yeah.
And I thought like, oh my God, I can't miss this year's Earth Day. And we literally finished the video like one day before we put it out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can you talk about when you met Leonardo DiCaprio? Because I know all of the funds from this song are going towards his organization.
Yeah. So I met him. So I made the song, And then I thought, I need someone who's in this space to help me, because I knew it should be like a nonprofit thing. It shouldn't be me profiting off of this. So I was like, where should I go with it? And I'm a huge movie fan, and he's like the LeBron James of acting.
Facts.
I remember when he won Best Actor. Like, he's been waiting his whole life to win Best Actor at the Oscars. Wins it, gets on stage and starts talking about climate change. Like, that's his acceptance speech, and that stuck with me. And his documentary Before the Flood was like one of the eye-opening moments for me. That was like, you should watch it if you haven't seen it. It's like a really good piece of content that like really explains everything. Yeah. So all those in tandem made me want to go right to his organization first. And I met with the woman who runs it. Her name is Justin. And I played her the song, and she like got like so emotional. She like started like crying almost. Really? Yeah. And it's like such in a way, like a silly, stupid song. You know what I mean? And like to see her cry, like, and get that emotion. She's been like, pounding her head metaphorically on the desk for 20 years trying to get people to care about this stuff. And I think she saw with this song that it's such an accessible way in for people. Exactly. So then she brought me to Leo. And then to answer your question, then I walk into Leo's house.
You went to his house, bro?
House.
I did.
What did you do? Did you sit down? Did you look around?
We sat down.
Like, did you do? Did you like? Did he ask you to sit? Like,
he offered me a seat. He offered me a drink, and it was like a different type of water. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like the right, whatever. It was like the right kind of water to be given.
The most pure
form. Right.
Yeah. We sat, and there was like just a beautiful view, and we talked about the earth. And like, he literally like cares so much about it. Like, he gets like worked up even just talking to me about it. Like, you can see how much he cares. And then we played pickleball, which is like a mini tennis game. And he's very competitive, as am I. So it was like we were playing as hard as we possibly could.
Who won?
He won one, then I won one.
Okay.
But what is it? What's pickleball?
It's like tennis, but on a smaller court. It's like mini tennis with like a different ball.
Like ping pong, but
bigger than ping pong. It's on a tennis court.
Yeah.
It's like
we gotta Google it.
There's some rich shit.
I had never played it prior to
that. Was he familiar with your music?
I don't know. I can't. He had heard Earth before.
Okay.
Like in the demo version of it. I don't know that he was like. I think he had seen Freaky Friday. I don't think he was like a huge fan prior to.
Okay. Did he ask you about your name?
No, just kind of when it was accepted.
Did you ever use the bathroom? Because when I go to people's house,
I did use the bathroom.
You used the bathroom.
I did.
What was the bathroom like?
It was cool. It was like one of those cool toilets. I think. Like, my memory was that it like flushed itself. I think.
You didn't have to hit the knob?
No.
Your butt is the sensor.
So
when you get up, it just takes care of itself. And they have the fly shit where the seat comes down too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just great. Again, I don't want to speak too much about his home.
No. but did you sit on the toilet?
Yeah. You didn't hover. I sat. You have to sit. You can't just hover.
So you did a number 2 at Leo's house?
I pee sitting down. You didn't know that? I pee sitting down.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so I pee sitting down.
That's not information I researched.
Yeah, I pee. So every time I pee sitting down for a few different reasons.
Okay.
No splashback.
Yeah.
No splashback. Just I'm tired, fatigue. Just always fatigued.
Chance to rest.
Clear your mind. Yeah, smooth flow.
Did anybody say no to this song? That weren't, that you asked? It's like, I'm a pass.
No one passed.
Okay.
No one passed.
No one passed?
No.
Mike Muse is here. This is a very important election year, and these, for some reason, climate change hasn't been in the forefront of many of the politicians' policy plans or conversation, because I don't think it's as sexy, perhaps, to some folks. But some of the stats that you discovered in terms of, what did you discover about the rising sea levels? Or
I mean, in a nutshell, the main thing that freaked me out is that we've got 12 years apparently to completely redefine how we do everything in terms of energy, food, protecting nature. The way, like on Earth, we're doing things just really badly.
Yeah,
and because of that, the temperatures go up, and when the temperatures go up, a chain reaction occurs that. I can curse on here.
Go for it.
That fuck us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have 12 years to change everything in terms of how we do things, or the damage is irreversible. And then within our lifetime, 20, 30 years from now, the things are going to start going crazy. I mean, they're already going crazy. The hurricanes are happening at a crazy rate. But like major cities are going to flood. People are going to have to relocate and move. They're going to run out of food. The air is going to suck. Everyone's going to have to wear masks. Like things that are in our lifetime. I think a lot of people, me included, like a few years ago, thought that, there's an issue, and maybe in like a million years it'll come back to bite us in the ass. I don't think people realize that it's right here and right now.
Yeah.
and it's like a very important war we're fighting.
Scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
Mike Muse, when a Lil Dicky puts together a music video of this sort with all of the biggest names in entertainment together, how effective is that at getting the messaging out, do you think?
I think it's important. I think that's the beauty of pop culture. Pop culture has a way of moderating discourse and has a way of moderating policy and discussion. And I think if anything, it broadens the conversation of what climate change is and brings it to the masses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually we talk about climate change either from two perspectives, from a very academic perspective or from very like the halls of Congress perspective. And so I think anytime someone like Lil Dicky has the ability to bring it to the forefront, I think is a good thing to bring awareness to it. But in particular, Dicky, I'm curious because climate change is so broad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there one thing that you're interested in particularly? Is it the plastic? Is it the plastic in the ocean? Is it emissions? Is it alternative energy? Is it environmental justice? That's something we don't talk about often too as well in climate change. Environmental justice in particular in low-income neighborhoods, right? When it comes to air quality, asthma, birth defects. So I'm just curious.
I mean, if I were to put one thing, so I literally sat down with the people at Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation, and I asked them to teach me, and it was like a day of class, and my biggest takeaway was, okay, so the biggest issue in terms of how it's going to affect humanity is that the carbon is causing the temperatures to rise, and when these things happen, this chain reaction occurs, and it feels like that to me felt like the most macro level, like humanity needs to. So, but that being said, all of those things that you mentioned are incredibly important. And for me, my main goal with this song is just surface level awareness to get people to give a shit. You know what I mean? Or even consider giving a shit. And that's kind of where my head's at.
There's some facts. They say 99.9999% chance of humans are causing global warming.
Yeah.
You know, it's us. Right?
Of course.
Yeah, and these fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gas is a big part of it. You know, we're starting to see the Earth's temperature rise now. You're starting to see the sea levels rise now. You know, they say in about 2,000 decades, the weather in New York would be just like it is in Arkansas. We're starting. You can't even tell the seasons in New York now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so these things are affecting us on a daily basis. I want to play this song, man. This is an amazing video, man. I swear you could watch this video 100 times and then see something new. Lil Dicky is here. This is Earth Day. All proceeds are going to go to.
So Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation is going to consult with me and pick different environmental nonprofits for me to put the money into.
Okay, you want to talk with Lil Dicky? 888-742-3345.
You know what, Bieber? We might die. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, there's so many people out there who don't think global warming's a real thing. You know, we got to save this planet. We're being stupid.
Unless we get our shit together now.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Lil Dicky.
Hey.
It's called Earth. You like that?
I do. I was telling Tracy, it sounds like a song you would teach little kids.
Yeah.
You know, it just sounds like you can hear it at the graduations and just different things with little kids. Very kid friendly.
I'm putting out a clean one because the kids they're the ones who are going to save the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kevin Hart played Kanye.
Yeah.
What was the idea behind that?
So, I mean, originally I was hoping to get Kanye.
Okay.
And I just I didn't want to go to Kanye until I had like the video done, and like he was like I wanted him to be like the last artist on it. So I wanted the presentation to be as good as possible for Kanye. So as a result, I left myself a very small window to get Kanye.
Okay.
So then I had like 3 days where I had to get Kanye before we went to mix and master, and he just I had his number, I had his email, he changed both of them, and then all of a sudden I just couldn't get in touch with him, and I had to make a move.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, and I love the joke, and I'm Kanye West, like I love that joke. And the video was so far along, you have to commit to that joke.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, someone else should just play Kanye. And then I reached out to Kevin. I said, hey, Kevin, will you play Kanye? And he was like, yeah.
And that's how it works.
Yeah.
This reminds me, too, when I listen to it, and you tell me if you feel the same, Heather, when I first heard We Are the World, you know, it kind of has that same energy to it, right?
High praise.
It's bigger than just like a song.
Yeah.
You know, it's very universal. It's international. And again, I just keep hearing kids in my mind and seeing kids singing it. So I think it's beautiful that you are doing a clean version.
Thank you. Yeah. Clean version coming soon for all the children.
DB.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about climate change and talk about how we need to make changes and things like that, but in their own personal life, they really don't do that sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But how has it affected you? Like, do you walk if you don't have to drive somewhere or something like that?
Yeah,
or?
I try to make like a few different micro level changes that, you know, like I have a Tesla now. I don't use straws. I obviously rinse the shit out of things when I recycle. I eat less red meat than I did before. Am I going to stop eating a burger like forever? No, I'm not going vegan. But even just instead of having red meat 4 times a week, having it once a week, that's a huge shift. If everyone did that, that would have a big impact.
You could try the Impossible Burgers.
I've tried it. It's good. It is impossible. How do they do that? It's impossible.
It's crazy. All right, we got Kai on the line from Utah. Good morning, Kai.
Hey.
Kai, good morning.
How you doing?
Doing great. You got a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Lil Dicky and you, Sway, and Heather B, and everybody out there on the team. I listen to y'all every morning. And I wanted to ask Lil Dicky how it was to work with Snoop Dogg. I seen him last night at a concert.
Yeah. He's my favorite person on earth, Snoop Dogg. There's nobody that's more impressive from like a person out. Like he's so charismatic. He's so funny. He's so nice. So charming. Like he'll talk to LeBron James the same way he'll talk to a homeless man. You know what I mean? Like, and he's so wise, and everything he says is just like I just like look at him with awe. So it was just a pleasure. Anytime I'm around him, I feel like I'm really doing the right things in life.
Snoop is brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Kai, thank you. You're a citizen.
Let's Sway in the morning.
Julian is in the Bay. What up, Julie?
Hey.
Julian, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Great, Julian. You want to say hi to Dicky?
Yeah, what's up, Dicky, man? I love that Kanye West line. That was hilarious. So I'm from Detroit, but I live out here in North Bay, and there's a bunch of, there's a bunch of fires out here and stuff like that. But what my question is, besides those, sort of micro-level changes of straws and meat, like if there really needs to be like a huge revolution, is it just like voting, you think, and paying attention to politics? Or what would be your dream of people doing on the individual basis to get this, to have this huge change within 12 years?
Yeah, I mean, well, voting's a good start. Like I don't like saying it's a political issue because it's a human issue, but at the same time, you have to vote for someone who cares about the environment. Like it has to be a priority for them. There are like these big petitions that you can sign that like really show the policymakers how important this is to people on the earth. You know what I mean? I have a website called welovetheearth.org, and there's a few different things that I try to show that you can do. For one, I try to show people what the facts at hand and what's going on, because I feel like sometimes the way the information is presented is kind of overwhelming, and it's oftentimes like an environmentalist who's been doing this for years and they know all and it's just hard to comprehend. So I try to do like a climate change for dummies, because I am a dummy, you know what I mean? And but if you go to that website, you can see a few different things you can do, but it's going to take a lot. Like, we're going to have to overhaul a lot of the way we do a lot of things.
So for the average person that may not know a lot about this, what can you say that they should start with first, like maybe in their home? Like what advice would you give? Would it start with like the meat or the straw? Like what would you say just in your home?
I'm not even an environmentalist to know like what has more of an actual impact, meat versus straws. Like for me, I would literally start with just like an overview and an understanding of the facts at hand. I really think that once people like see the immediacy and the urgency of the issue, that it's going to flip a switch. And I do believe in humanity, and I feel like like on the one hand you can look at this like, oh my God, we're screwed, or you could be like, oh my God, we happen to be alive during the part of humanity that is responsible for saving the earth. Like what a better legacy is there than that? Like if in 200 years when they're writing the history books, it's like on us to be like the ones that like either they're going to say those guys fucked us or those guys saved us. And I think you could run away from it, or you can embrace it and welcome the challenge. Be Michael Jordan.
What I like about you, man, is I think you don't spare any expense for your creativeness. You know, we've known you. That Pillow Talk video, cost you a house. And even the Freaky Friday video looked like it cost another house. You know. By the way, the concept behind that Freaky Friday was so
thank you
great.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love when Chris Brown became you and then start benefiting from white privilege.
Right.
It made me want to be you for a second, dog.
Hey.
Not white, but just the privilege part.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
That's a beautiful thing for you, is it not?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like close to reparations, but not.
But not, right? How much not that it matters, but how much did it cost to make this video? Because it looks expensive, brother.
It costs a lot of money. I don't really want to get into the details of how much I'm being told. It's like not, it's a lot of money though. It costs a lot of money.
It's your most expensive video to date?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, we know how much that other one costs.
Well, do the math.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all
all
worth it. This is gonna. I think this is going to be a very positive thing.
Is it for a forthcoming project as well, or is it just a
I'm
one-off?
putting it on. No, I'm putting it on my album. I love
Okay.
this song.
Okay, and the album, is that complete? Or
No, it's like I'd say it's like 2 songs away.
2 songs away? Okay.
I've been working on it for like 4 years. It's really really good. I'm very excited about it. I just, I've learned that it just takes me a long time to do these things. You know what I mean? So it's like there's not a lot of random filler songs on the album. It's like mostly like big, like every song could have a video, concept-driven songs. And it's just taking me a while to execute it all. And I'm just like, there's 2 types of songs that I need, and I just want to, I'm gonna have to, like, I listened to my last album and I listened to it, and some songs I hate. And I'm just like, I just want to avoid being in that situation. I want to like really, because I know that this is going to have to last me for years, and I'm going to look back at it and be like, oh, I love every single moment of that album. And I just want to, it's going to come out this year though, I hope, I think. How could it not?
What songs do you not like as much as the other ones?
I'd say let's talk about the songs I like, because there's like 5 songs that like I really love, and then the rest I'm just like, I don't know. But you evolve. Like I'm sure even like Drake looks back at his old music and it's like, oh man, even though it's incredible,
And Freaky Friday in the video in the beginning, one of those. Your acting is pretty good, dude. Your acting is like, damn, this dude can kill it, man.
Dork.
Too quick. But you joke about being taken seriously as a rapper.
Yeah.
But you came up here and destroyed a freestyle that got over 19 million views.
Yeah.
Do they take you seriously as a rapper now?
I think so. Yes, they should. If they don't, they should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna come back here at some point soon and just reinforce that.
Okay. That's a promise.
That's a promise.
Okay.
But yeah, like I feel like I'm an elite world-class rapper, and in time, I think the more music I put out, the stuff's so old that I have online. I've only put out 2 songs in 4 years.
Yeah.
And one of them's Earth, and it's like I love that song, but it's not really me like showing off me being a rapper.
Okay.
So
when you come back,
oh my God,
you're gonna destroy it.
Sway, I can't even. It's giving me chills.
Yeah. Should I buy a special mic for that?
I think we should. I'd like to, have some sort of, I don't know, like elevated seat.
Okay. Cool.
Fireproof mic.
Fireproof mic.
Some padding.
Pyro, like lighting, just things. I'd like to make it special because, if I'm not mistaken, it is the most viewed one ever. The one that I did last, right? Yeah. So, and that was kind of just so long ago. So I can only imagine what's going to happen next time. So I'm a more evolved rapper. Fan base has grown.
Yeah.
So
Afro's
we'll see.
intact.
Yeah.
Afro's intact.
Hair still looks great.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, man. Man, Lil Dicky, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, thank you so much for having me.
No, absolutely, man. And congratulations. And tell Leo we love what he's doing.
I will tell Leo.
Do you talk to him anymore?
We text. Yeah, we still play pickleball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, text him and say Sway in the morning. And he can come up here anytime he wants.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let him
I hope he wants to. Earth is out today, ladies and gentlemen. Lil Dicky.
Thank you.
Great job, man.
Let's save the earth. We can do it.
We can do it, man. Up next, who we got, DB?
Bob Saget.
888-742-3345.